All right, welcome back. This will be, we just finished doing transport console. I want to apologize first of all. There's some audio that I play in the transport console, which never really got to go out because I did not do this. Okay, so you won't be getting any audio out of that. I sincerely apologize, but it wouldn't really make a difference because the audio would have been choppy and messed up. But the key thing is to pay attention to the markers when they move because that tells you how you jump from one location to another. It really helps you understand those things in editing. It helps because it's not really useful in transposing or composing. Rather, it's not really good in composing. Not that it's not good. It's still good to do it in every aspect of music, every breakdown of music. Because if you lay down what's the word I'm looking for here? Before you get to the chorus, the first arrangement. I'm just gonna say first arrangement. I know my brain is going dry right now. Let's actually move this out of here. Let's just say this was the intro, and then you have the first arrangement, then you got the chorus, then you got the second arrangement, and you got the last chorus. Don't ask me why it's not coming to my brain right now. Let's just forget about that. But it's very useful. So just in case, if you wanted to see how your snare claps and stuff came in, or like the perks and all the other stuff that you added, how they came in, and see what you can do differently on the second session and so forth. So it's good in every aspect of music. It's just that it seems to work a lot better when you editing, mixing, and mastering. For me, because I don't know what the pros do, because I've never been in a pro session to see them really utilizing their ranges and all those kind of things. I never really seen someone master a song from start to finish. And as I mentioned previously, I don't want to go learn what somebody knows that they're making money from and then go ahead, because anything I know is public knowledge, and that means that it's just going to be out there for the public. So with that being said, that's one of the reasons why I try to teach myself this stuff now, get to understand the ins and outs. So those will be good for that. Now we're going to be going into, where are we going into? We're on page 52, and we are doing project windows. So we're going to do project window, and we're going to do sync 4, and we are going to say okay. Now you notice that I'm leaving this up here, because now we are dealing with the project window. I'm leaving this up there because it's kind of involved as part of that. So we went to the basic overview of this program. We went from top all the way to bottom, and we went through everything as far as what we've been doing. So if there's anything, you can just rewatch the video. One thing I would advise is, if there's a specific thing on a specific video that you like, you write that time frame down so that you don't have to go through all the long talking. Sometimes you just don't, that all this is not necessary. And personally, I don't really have all the time to sit there and cut some areas that's not necessary. But I feel like everything that comes out of my mouth, not necessary, but needed. So I just do basic stuff. I don't do a lot of cutting, because I want you to know that everything that I recorded from start to end, it is from start to end without any, even when there's just things I don't know here. As you can see, you caught me a lot in doing things that I did not know. Like, for example, I'll point them out. Like when we went here and we went to edit toolbar, and I was like, this guy here was this guy up here. I was completely wrong about that. But when I started to realize, I look at the background and I was like, oh no, it's this guy. So as you can tell, I did not go ahead of time to like go ahead and get myself familiar and just come in and speak it to you. But I'm actually reading through every single area, and I'm getting to know it the first time. I'm not going to lie to you. I do not know what SMPTE means. I'm going to look that up because it's very important. But while we're here, let's jump in it and get some project window familiarization going on. Okay? All right. So project window. Got this whole round area here. It is the project window. Okay? So even all the way down to, what I'm going to do is probably get rid of this one now. Because I don't see the need to let's get rid of this one now. Okay? And then we can leave this one up here. So we have all these over here. Okay. So I think for now that with the current display that I'm looking at on page 52, it does not have this. Let's X this out. So it does not have that. So currently this is how it looks. We can close this up, and close the comment up. And this is pretty much, and it doesn't have the track menu. So it looks just like this. Okay. If I'm looking at the actual picture in the manual right now, it looks just like this. Okay. So we're going to go through it. On one, of course, we have this. This is what is called the project docked. This is where you switch between different loaded projects here. So we can see docking in page 38. So for example, if we don't want it to be there, we can move it and then we can put it down here. But personally, I don't know what sense it really makes to have once. Well, actually, you can probably to compare the two. That would be nice if you want to look at things down here. That would be really, really useful. But for me, I just want to go to, go on top of it. Run. Nope. So we just want to go back up top of here and add it back in there. So that's one, project dock. And then two, in the control above the track head, number two. So number two, the control on top of the track head. So there's two of them. I see this display here, and then I see the marker. So it says, okay, so it's talking about this one right here. So this is a mute all the entire tracks. If there was an object, it only does that if there's an object there. But if it does not, let's go to menu and mixer and do this first before I do forget. Okay. So just to be safe, and let's bring in something this time because I don't want to forget like I did the last time. No, we're going to bring this back in again. Okay. Alrighty then. So let's activate the grid. Let's get the transport control. Actually, no, we're going to do the display and then we can get the transport control right there. We're going to go to activate this. Put in grid, G-R-I-D. There's no shortcut for the grid, so we're just going to leave it at that. Okay, so we can X this back out, and we can zoom in a little bit. Okay. Okay, we're going to leave it right there, and then we're going to zoom out. Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, now that we got a project here, if I press the mute up here, we'll only mute that because that's the only one I have. Well, it won't be activated until, okay, so it's really about, it tells you the overall, because usually when I have a lot of project over them, when I press solo, then it's solo, the entire, and then if I have something solo like this, and then I want to unsolo it, I just click it. So I guess it only works for when there is something mute and you want to unmute it, but usually I thought it mutes everything. So that is number 2. Then you have button above the track header of the first track can be used to switch also solo and mute states and off altogether. Okay, then we'll also have these if you look up here closely. So right now we have the lock markers, which is this little icon. I'm probably going to zoom in so you can see that because that's pretty small. You'll see the lock marker. So all markers on the bar are locked and they cannot be moved. So if I had a marker here and I had, well, this is a zoom, this is a setup. There's no shortcut because I'll have to open the transport control to be able to say, oh, I want to add marker here and I want to add a marker here. So for example, if I come here, see how I can move that marker, move it over. But I can move this one over like that. But if I come here and I click that, I cannot move this marker. Even if I like do a cheat code like Control Shift S and Z, it will not move it. So this is just for that. And then we have the marker menu, which is this little thing right here. And I'm going to zoom into that as well. So the marker menu, what does it do? So all markers, opens a menu containing all commands for all markers type. So if I click on it, this right here, so we said I was talking about the punch down here. So this will kind of help you set that marker so that you can set the punch in here, and you can set the punch out. So for example, you see how it's good to keep reading going forward, Nathaniel? So let's just say we have a marker here, and on marker 3, we want it to be punch in. Okay. And then on marker 4, we want it to be punch out. Boom. So now you have your punch in and your punch out. So if you were recording doing punches, it will only record within that range. So now I don't know if it matters if it will start, if you start this song from the beginning and going forward before you start that recording. I don't know if it's going to be recording from there or until it gets to that exact point, but we will get there when we start recording. Okay. So yeah, so you see the various kinds of options that it have. So you can set CD pause index. And then it tells you all the current markers that you have in the project. Then from there we have the other one is the grid menu. So you know I would usually come down here and we put this on the grid. Well, let's X this out and we come up here. So show grid, that is already, so bracket is to show grid. Let's see. Let's go here and do, that's my shortcut. I don't have to open the transport control anymore. Look at that. I'm learning. Boom. Haha. See how it's good to be smooth? Smooth. Okay, so we can, that is so nice. All right, let's keep going. So when you go down, snap to active, snap to object, snap to bar Bs is what we have it set on. And we will get to know a lot more of this stuff, but you have the option. You can take your time and go through there. Because I'm just a beginner. I can't really teach you what it is that you should be doing and so forth. So at least you get to know what the grid menu is, and it just shows you something to show the grid. You get to use the bracket, the close bracket signal. And then if you do control close bracket signal, then you snap to active. And then if you use the greater than arrow, you are going to snap to the bars of beat. So for example, if I use the greater, it should be able to, oh, why is it doing my mouse like that? Well, actually, so control bracket. I see, but it's not doing what. Let's see up here. Snap on, snap off. That's what it was doing. See, yeah, now it's not. But if I do control bracket, snap is on. See how it's highlighted? When I do control bracket, the snap is off. So that's it for that one. Then we go to number 3, which is the track header. We already went through the track, so we're not going to really go through a detail about it because we went in depth about each track's things, but it's the track header. And then number 4 is selected track. Click on the track number or in the track name to select the track. So for example, we are here. This is number 4. If I click on this, this will highlight the track, and I can also change the color. So that way that, yeah, that's pretty much how you kind of put color on there. But if I was to click this, it highlights that. If I want to see if I click this, you know, that changed the color from that to something that's more, okay. So you got that number 4. And then number 5 is the playback range, number 5. So this is what we're talking about, a loop. So if you just put a loop there, that is a playback range that will loop the whole entire, or you can set it as a range. So we're not really going to go through all that. And then number 6 is the play cursor. So for example, it's not looking very clear here, but if I was to take a look at, there's it's showing two kind of cursors. It's showing a yellow cursor, then it's showing a blue cursor. So I'm trying to figure out, so let's go and read about 6. The play cursor marks the current play position. Okay, but this one is yellow, but the one I'm seeing in the thing is blue. Okay, then we have 7. 7 is just an object, so this would be considered to be an object. We can come here and press T and split it. So this is each individual object. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind. This is the object when I talk about object. 7. So number 8, memory location for position and zoom level. So for example, so number 8 is down here. So zoom and memory. So let's see what it says. See saving and restoring position and zoom depth, which is on page 95. So when we get there, we'll be able to figure that out a little bit more. But if I was to take a guess, if we zoom in this far, we can click this one. And then if we zoom out this far, we can click that as 2. Oh, hold on. Let's see. I guess we have to do right. Let's zoom in more. If we right click it, we can save snapshot. If we come to 2, oh, we didn't really have to go through that. We can just 1, 2, and then if we go ahead and zoom all the way out and we click 3, and then if we go and zoom this way, we can click 4. So we can look at the various level of zoom that when we're working. When we go to 1, we go to 2. I'm surprised. I guess it only works horizontally. 3, 4. So let's go back. Let's leave the vertical zoom alone. I guess that we're here, and then 1, 2, 3. I guess we never said 4. Okay. But anyways, we're on 3. So you get a gist of what it is, and then setup. I haven't really done setup, so when we get to setup, it will tell us more about it on page 95. So number 9 is the time display field. So down here on this cursor that we move back and forth, it tells us the time display. Okay, so right now it's telling at the very end of this cursor is at 4 minutes and 49 seconds. When we keep bringing it in, it tells us so it tells us what the time location is. So it doesn't base off of the marker. It based off of where this is actually at. Okay. And then number 10 is zoom control menu, zoom control, zoom menu. So number 10 is talking about these guys here. So for example, that's to do it horizontally. And you have to keep in mind with this project, what it says on the very first page. It says that the event, everything is arranged horizontally, meaning that it's from left to right. Left to right, left to right. Everything is recorded left to right. But if it comes down to the track level, they are done vertically, meaning that this is track 1, track 2, track 3, so they're coming down vertically. But if you're recording the object, it doesn't, you know how when you're looking at a Fruity Loop mixer and you change the viewing of the viewing to waveform and they start dropping, coming down towards the bottom of the mixer. So that will be more of a vertical view of the waveform compared to horizontal when it's going this way. So number 10 is a zoom in, so you can actually do that. The zoom in. Okay. Or you can just come closer to here, pull it out this way. And you zoom in. Like you saw me using this earlier, you can come up here and then you can zoom vertically, make the track bigger, make it smaller, or you can use the arrow down here, okay, and don't forget we have these guys down here. This will show all vertically. This to show all horizontal. So the way it's out of the frame right now, you can go to show the entire project. Boom. So just in case if you zoom in and it's taking too long to come back in, you have the horizontal and the vertical. So let's do that again. So we're going to zoom in all the way and we're going to zoom in all the way. Okay. Wow. That is zoom. Zoom. Can you imagine looking at something like that? Wow. And then if you want to horizontally, you can just go boom, it's back in, and now vertically, boom. All right, so that's 10. So yeah, that's pretty much all for the project window. We are going to end our session here. I want to say thank you for taking your time to come and see what this is about. So Nate, continue studying, continue learning. Once you get past this stage, you know what's going to be coming next. It's going to be more of a tedious read. So thank you for tuning in and have a blessed day. Peace.